you excited to see Cam this week and everything?
Yeah, certainly. Cam had a really productive rookie season, and so I think he's gotten a lot better. I think he's had a great off season. Worked through something for a week or two, whatever it was. Great to have him back out there, and feel good about where that room's headed. As we get closer and closer to the opener.
This is kind of weird. Have you ever gotten like a birthday text from Jim Harbaugh?
I have.
Is it the same? Have you gotten it in the years since you've been?
I believe so. Yeah.
Is it the same? Does it change?
No, he tweaks it year to year, I would say. But I think birthdays are special. Like I was at my kid's school this morning. Today was the first day of school, and American Martyrs, shout out to them. But they announce kids' birthdays every morning at like lineup, and then coach kind of does the same type of thing, and just like the feeling it gives that person. You really you only have one of them. It's one day a year. And so the ability to kind of make that person feel special on their birthday, I think it's a great quality. I think it's cool. So yeah, he's always been great about that.
You have a favorite dish you've gotten from him?
Definitely the knife. I haven't used it yet, but yeah, it's his it's his spin, and definitely stuff like that you cherish. So.
What do you think from Deltron?
Great couple days. I think he did a really good job with what he was dealing with and getting himself ready to. So sometimes you come back, you're turned loose, and then you're not quite ready for the football stuff. I think the training staff here is amazing, and they did a great job with him. That when he was ready for football, he was actually ready for football. They did a lot of things with him to help him prepare. Linebacker's a position where there's reactionary movements, there's footwork, and so I think he's looked really good in the first couple days out there, and definitely excited about the addition of him to that room.
Where do things stand with the cornerback rotation at this point?
I think we have 4 starters at the corner position, and that doesn't mean they're obviously all out there the first play of the season, but I feel great about the four. I feel great about more down the line, but I think D-Jack and Tarheeb and Cam and Ben have done a great job. 2 of them are new, 2 of them returning, so they've done a great job just learning, getting better as they've gone, and yeah, excited about where that room's at.
Feels like Tarheeb and Dante have gotten more of the initial reps with the first team. Have those two sort of distanced themselves at all from?
I still think it's there. Love the group overall, and I think as training camp's gone on, there's been some great things in that room. I mean, the way Nikko's kind of pushed himself into that, the way Eric Rogers sort of pushed himself into that. So Klink, Adam, Miles, those guys do a great job with that room, and yeah, it's been really cool to see, and I like where that room's at overall.
You get added enjoyment when interior defensive linemen get interceptions or something?
I mean, it was a great, just awesome play by him, and it's a pretty standard empty check that people run throughout the league, I would say, and so, you try to run it, hit the slide, drop out, and it's for the quick throws and empty, and there's obviously not a lot of time, and so great play by him, and then great reaction, catch the ball, put it in his outside arm, protect the ball. A lot of times big guys get the ball and you worry about the ball security, but just a major shout out to him. Unbelievable play, and yeah, it sort of got the sideline going right there. It was pretty cool.
These big guys ever go through some cornerback stuff?
I think we do preach ball security on our side of the ball, and obviously ball disruption, but along with that, ball security and what we want to do when we get the ball. We had one last year where we lost it. A big guy got one and then lost it. So it was a point of kind of emphasis of teaching those guys how to really hold the ball and things like that. So shout out to Coach Elston and the work he does with those guys. But I'm confident if they do get the ball that they'll protect it.
Sticking with the D-line, obviously, we talked about the potential committee approach heading into training camp, the depth there. Just how encouraged are you by how that room has played in practice in the preseason, the depth that they've sort of shown off here?
Yeah, I would say really encouraged. Kind of what we hoped in the sense that, you're gonna maybe be deeper, maybe have more guys, and then guys that maybe weren't in roles last year, the improvement that they've made, particularly like Justin Aboigbe, I think he's taken a huge step, and then the addition of Jamari, and you never know with a rookie kind of what you're gonna get. He's been everything that we kind of hoped he would be, and probably more, honestly. He's played himself into the great mix there of getting real snaps. Deshaun Hand's been a great addition. Naquan Jones has been a great addition. And then I mentioned previously just the improvement of Tier and Tito. So really love where that room's at. I think it gives us a chance to really stay fresh at that position throughout the course of the season, particularly in the games. And so, yeah, major shout out to the front office for putting that room together.
When you do get into games, how many guys do you foresee potentially rotating in, like 5?
I think, however many guys have helmets will probably be playing. So whatever that number is, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6. But I feel like who's ever up will be getting snaps.
Tomorrow being the last day of camp, is there a player or position group that exceeded your expectations this summer?
Man, I just love the growth of the group overall. I think we've really tried. I think when you come back from a year where you have some success, it's like you double down on trying to really create a culture of how we play defense and build on that. And I've been most proud and happy with just how these guys practice, how they work, how they approach the game, how hard we've been practicing. We've got some run into the ball competitions that they've taken and ran with, like, no pun intended, but it's been great to see. And then I really do think, like, when you go to undrafted player, Nikko Reed, sort of the mark that he's left on training camp, I think everybody has seen it right from the start. So, and Marlowe Wax, another one that I really think those guys were maybe the expectations of just the general as like undrafted guy, really hard to make a mark, to make it. Those two have jumped out. I mentioned Jamari earlier. Not that you're surprised that a third-round pick is a good player, but he's done really well. And then I just think the improvements overall of the guys returning. I'm excited about where we're at and look forward to going into the year.
In the lead up to cuts next week, what has this staff just conveyed to those guys that are fighting for a spot, especially going into the last preseason game?
Yeah, I mean, it's coach says this sometimes. It's like, you're playing like it's not your life depends on it, but it's your lifestyle depends on it. And we look at it as 70-plus players. When you look at the 53 and then the 17, sometimes there's a guy that may get dinged up and goes IR, like all those types of things. But it's really just there's elite competition for those spots, not only for the 53, but for those 17 spots. And it's really just it's putting your best foot forward. And I think all the guys here have proven they can play at this level. When you look at the 3 preseason games that we've had, all the guys playing a lot of the snaps, especially, second, third, fourth quarter on in those games, I feel like they've all proven they can play at this level. Now, you can't keep 90 guys, but major shout-out to the guys. I mean, I feel like everybody's improved, and they all have proven they can play in this league. And so it's just a matter of not worrying about that, as hard as that is, and just trying to put your best stuff out there and know that it's if there's 17 spots here, there's also 31 other teams where there's 17 spots. There's 31 other teams where there's 53 spots. And so told them all along, like, you're playing for more than just the spots here. And I think they've really embraced that and done a great job.
How are you seeing the 4th edge rusher spot right now?
I feel like Murph's done a great job. I feel like Kyle's coming back strong these last couple days too. And so both those guys have put themselves in great position. Be excited to see them both play a little bit more this game and see where it's at. But major shout out to Murph, another guy that has just, when there's an opportunity there and you're ready, you take advantage of the opportunity. When you keep your head down, you prepare. When you worry about the opportunity and you don't worry about just getting better, then sometimes the opportunity comes and you don't take advantage. So major shout out to him of just like head down, not counting bodies, not counting numbers, not being like, oh, they drafted a guy at my position. Head down, work, and it's paid off for him. He's done a great job.
From a big picture perspective, I think a year ago you said that edge rusher group with the engine of the defense. What is it now? Like, if you look at it now, is it maybe the safety group? Like, I know that.
Man, I don't know. I'd like to think it's just like us playing together is the engine, playing team defense, not counting on one position more so than the others. I think there's, I feel like there's real weapons. K-Mac is a weapon for us. Derwin is a weapon for us. There's guys that have certain skill sets that you can utilize, like to attack things. And then there's guys that can do everything well and fit in their spot. And so it's just everybody buying into that, everybody doing their job, and then taking advantage of those plays that come your way within the scheme. And then at times, guys being great players and, mentioned this before, like the really good ones, they're in their spot, they make the plays that come to them, and then, a few times a game, they make those wow plays too. So I think we got a lot of guys that can do that. And really just overall, the group and the togetherness, the buy-in, I think is our major engine this year.
Where do you feel like Junior is at?
I think he is continuing to battle, continuing to improve. I think we've talked a lot about what happened to him last year, but he's come in, he's had a good camp, he's dealt with a couple setbacks as well. But I think he's in a really good place to continue to get better, to continue to push, to continue to be a guy that can be reliable for us. So I like where he's at going into this last game.